B.J. Mayfield Originals. The Clown Who Never Spoke. There was one rule at the old amusement park. Never follow the clown. Nobody knew who created the rule. Nobody knew when it started. But everyone in the neighborhood knew it. The amusement park had been closed for 12 years. The rides were rusting. The ticket booths were boarded up. The carnival games were empty. And somewhere inside the park was a clown. At least, that's what everybody said. Maya didn't believe in him. Her little brother Caleb did. "You'll see him," Caleb whispered. Maya rolled her eyes. "He's a story adults tell children." "Then why doesn't anybody go in there?" "Because it's private property." Caleb looked at her. "That's not what Mr. Wilson said." Maya sighed. "You're 8. You believe everything." They were walking home when they saw him. Standing across the street. A clown. White face. Black suit. Tiny black hat. He wasn't moving. Maya stopped. Caleb grabbed her hand. "That's him." The clown slowly raised one finger to his lips. Then he pointed toward the alley. And disappeared. Caleb whispered, "Run." They ran home. That night, Maya couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about the clown. At 2:17 in the morning, she heard something outside. Tap. 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 She opened her bedroom curtain. Nothing. Then she saw something sitting on the sidewalk. A small red balloon. Maya's stomach tightened. She closed the curtain. The next morning, the neighborhood was talking. 3 children had disappeared. Not permanently. They had simply wandered away from their homes. One had been found at the old park. Another had been found near the river. The third hadn't been found yet. Maya immediately thought of the clown. She grabbed her jacket. Caleb followed. "No. You're staying here." "I'm coming." "Caleb." He looked frightened. "She's my friend." Maya stopped. "Who?" "The girl who's missing." Maya understood. They went to the park. The gate was open. Inside, the wind moved through the abandoned rides. The Ferris wheel creaked. Somewhere in the distance came a faint carnival melody. Maya whispered, "Stay close." They walked past the old game booths. Then they saw him. The clown. Standing beside the carousel. Still. Silent. Caleb squeezed Maya's hand. The clown pointed toward the carousel. Maya shook her head. The clown pointed again. Then he walked behind it. Maya followed. Caleb whispered, "This is a bad idea." "Very." Behind the carousel was a maintenance building. Its door was open. Inside, they heard crying. Maya rushed in. The missing girl was sitting on the floor. She was scared but unharmed. Maya knelt beside her. "What happened?" The girl pointed toward the door. "The clown." Maya turned. The clown stood there. He slowly removed his hat. Then he pointed upward. Maya looked. A section of the ceiling had collapsed. The clown pointed toward the exit. Then suddenly, crash. Part of the ceiling came down exactly where Maya had been standing. She froze. The clown grabbed the children and pulled them outside. Everyone stood in silence. Then Maya looked at him. "You saved us." The clown nodded. Caleb smiled. "Why don't you talk?" The clown looked at him. Then pointed toward his mouth. There was a small scar. He couldn't speak. Maya's expression softened. People were afraid of you because you couldn't explain yourself. The clown shrugged. Then he reached into his pocket. He pulled out a small notebook. He wrote, "People are afraid of what they don't understand." Maya read it. Then looked at him. "What's your name?" He wrote, "Elias." Caleb smiled. "Nice to meet you, Elias." Elias smiled back. The police arrived shortly afterward. The children were returned to their families. The old amusement park was finally inspected. The authorities discovered that several buildings were dangerously unstable. They also discovered something else. Elias had been living in a small caretaker's room inside the park. He had been watching over the property for years. Whenever children accidentally wandered inside, he would scare them away from dangerous areas. But because he couldn't speak, people misunderstood him. The neighborhood had turned him into a monster. A legend. A nightmare. When the truth became known, something strange happened. People started visiting the old park. Not to explore it. To meet Elias. Someone brought him a new notebook. Someone else brought him groceries. The children made him drawings. And Caleb brought him a balloon. A yellow one. Elias looked at it. Then at Caleb. Caleb grinned. Yellow is happier than red. Elias laughed silently. Years later, the amusement park was transformed into a community center. The old carousel was repaired. The ticket booths became classrooms. The empty game booths became little shops. And beside the entrance stood a new sign. It read, "Welcome. Please don't be afraid of what you don't understand." Maya stood beside Caleb. Elias stood beside them. Still wearing his black suit. Still wearing his little hat. Still unable to speak. But now, when children saw him, they didn't run. They smiled, waved happily, and some even ran to him and hugged him. I know, right? The young ones are so special. And whenever somebody asked Maya if she was ever afraid of the clown at the old amusement park, she always gave the same answer. Yes. Then she'd smile. But being afraid was the beginning of learning who he really was. And sometimes, the things that frighten us most aren't the things that want to hurt us. Sometimes, they're simply things we never took the time to understand. The end.